times in our relationships when it feels like we're in full-blown code red. The negative cycle spins out of control, and just one more sharp criticism or defensive comment could tip us into chaos. You'll know it when voices start climbing, your heart starts racing, frustration and anger are off the charts, and both of you are too overwhelmed to really hear each other. The words flying back and forth are like verbal daggers, and our muscles tense up as if we're bracing for a raging storm. What's needed now is a healthy timeout. What I'm talking about is not as simple as just leaving the room and taking a long, deep breath. That might work occasionally over a minor situational trigger that doesn't foment the negative cycle. The kind of timeout I'm talking about involves a 6-step approach to slay the negative cycle once it's reared its ugly head. Here are the steps to a healthy timeout. Step 1. Recognize the emotional and physiological alarm bells. Identify when your emotions are taking over and signaling the need for a pause. Pay attention to these cues. Increased heart rate. Notice if your heart is pounding or racing. Physical tension. Be aware of clenched fists, a tight jaw, or stiff shoulders. Rapid breathing. Recognize shallow or fast breathing. Negative thoughts. Pay attention to spiraling or racing negative thoughts. Withdrawal urge. Feel the impulse to walk away or shut down emotionally. Overwhelming sadness. Notice if you experience a surge of tears or an urge to cry. Intense anger. Notice when anger is becoming overwhelming and difficult to control. Step 2. Communicate the need with love. Gently express the need for a timeout, framing it as a step toward reconnection. Keep in mind that individuals with avoidant tendencies are more inclined to want to take timeouts. In contrast, those with anxious tendencies can find timeouts anxiety-provoking and may experience feelings of abandonment. Therefore, the person initiating the timeout must consider their partner's emotional needs and attachment style. Here are some ways you might communicate the need for a timeout. I get the sense we're both getting overwhelmed and caught in a negative cycle. Or use the name you've given it. Please know that I love you. Can we take a pause to calm down and reconnect? I promise to come back and discuss these concerns with you. I care about you and want to be fully present, but right now I'm feeling overwhelmed. Let's take a break and revisit this conversation later. I care about resolving this with you, but I need a moment to gather my thoughts. Let's take a time out and try again shortly. Step 3. Set a safe time frame. Agree on a specific, short duration for the timeout to ensure it's a step toward healing. This is a crucial step, as it prevents stonewalling and withdrawal without a clear plan to re-engage. By providing a specific time to resume the conversation, you can ease your partner's nervous system, assuring them their concerns will be addressed. Let's take 20 minutes to cool down and then check back in. I need some time to calm myself. Can we revisit this in an hour? If you return and still find it difficult to discuss the issue calmly, consider these options. Take another break. Step away again and allow more time to cool down. I know I said I would be back in 20 minutes, but I still don't feel very calm. Give me another 20, and I promise we can talk again. Schedule a follow-up. Agree on a specific time, such as the next day, to revisit the discussion. I know I said I'd be back in 20 minutes, but I still don't feel very calm. Can we discuss this topic tomorrow at 8 a.m.? Is that okay? Step 4. Self-Soothe and Reflect. During a timeout, it's easy for the mind to ruminate and for negative narratives to keep looping. Use this time to calm your emotional storm and distressing thoughts. Engage in nurturing activities to restore your balance. When you feel ready, practice reflective empathy and consider the deeper needs and fears underlying the conflict between you both, using any of these approaches. Identifying your needs. Consider what you need to feel safe and connected again. Calming activities. Engage in practices like deep breathing, meditation, or gentle yoga. Physical exercise. Take a walk or do some light exercise, ensuring you inform your partner when you'll be back. Expressive writing. Write down your thoughts and feelings to release pent-up emotions, then discard the letter. Emotional reflection. Reflect on what emotions are being triggered and explore why. Step 5. Return with vulnerability. When you come back together, approach the conversation with openness and a willingness to share your deeper feelings and more tempered thoughts. Remember that prioritizing the relationship's well-being is wiser than focusing on the need to be right. Take turns to cross the bridge into each other's experiences using this approach. Listen empathetically to your partner's feelings and needs. Share what you discovered about your emotions, thoughts, and needs during the break. Discuss what you can agree on. Articulate in a non-defensive manner where you differ. Step 6. Aim for a felt sense of reconnection. Ensure that the reconnection focuses on understanding and supporting each other by doing the following. Emphasize the goal of emotional connection and safety. Validate each other's emotions and express empathy. Take responsibility for your actions and apologize if it feels right to do so. Work together to address the underlying emotional needs or problems. We can stop the negative cycle before it escalates. Yes, change is hard. Really, really hard. Yet, with enough awareness and practice, we can increase what couples expert Mona Fishbane calls free won't, a subset of free will. Fishbane states, while much of our behavior is automatic and unconscious, conscious processes allow us to override our impulses and make behavioral choices that are in keeping with our ideals. And with enough practice, our conscious goals may themselves become automatic. With enough practice, we can thwart the negative cycle and engage the healthy time out with greater ease. While one person can learn and apply these principles and practices to make a difference in their relationship, the chances of success skyrocket when both partners jump on board.